Hey guys, Token Vaping. Today's juice review is part 2 of a 4-line company. Their main company I'm saving for last just because it's the one I've heard the most about. Honestly, I didn't even know they had multiple other lines, but they were gracious enough to allow me the ability to do a review on each of their lines, and they sent out like their little sample bottles for them. So it was actually a really big honor and a really big privilege, but I didn't want to cram it all into one video because it would have been really long. And I love and thank all of you guys that take the time to watch my videos, because I make them a little bit longer than the norm, I guess. I just try to stay as as detailed and about the line as much as I can. I just don't want to shoot a video and then at the end of it feel like I left something out or misinformed anybody of anything, because that kind of defeats the point of why I wanted to do this. So with that, this is the main company itself is Vape Daugz. That's Daugz. I know a lot of people know who they are, have met them, haven't had that privilege yet, have tried the line before, so you all have an idea of who I'm talking about. They do have 4 other lines. The first one that I did was for Vaping Mafia. That was one of their sister lines. There's 2 other ones that I'm going to be doing, and then it will be the main Vape Daugz line. So they are all sister branches off of Vape Daugz LLC. So that is the main one. That is what their Instagram page is on. That's what their Facebook page is under. Things like that. These are all separate lines and separate offerings from them, but they are still all interconnected and under the banner of Vape Daugz. So if you're trying to find the actual page itself, there probably isn't one. It's all connected through Vape Daugz, so that's who you would have to contact. Definitely check them out. You can contact them. These retail, they come in 30 ml bottles. And they're all, this line here is called, Bird Daugz. And as you can see, it's a parrot. This is their flavor menu that they sent me. And these all come in 30 ml bottles in a rose red glass bottle like this. They do all have that safety ring on the bottom, and then the child safety cap. They have the name of the flavor here. They do have the flavor profile right underneath, so you don't have to go searching for the menu card. They do have a scan code, which is cool because it also goes with their batch number that is on these bottles, which is really cool as well, so that if there is any problem, God forbid, that you experience with the flavor, or the color looks weird or it smells funny, safety and health reasons, do not vape it at all. If any way, shape, or form you feel it's tampered, do not bother with it. Just contact the company directly. But they also have the barcode and the batch code, so they can actually trace where it came from and what batch it came from, so they can figure out what the problem may be. They do have the nicotine content as well right here. And then right in here, it's hard to read right there because of the glare, but it does say property of Vape Daugz LLC. So that is their main company, as I stated. But this is what Bird Daugz Premium E-Liquid line, the main bottle itself, looks like. Now, they didn't send me the entire line in this bottle. That definitely would not have been, would not have made sense on their end for financial reasons, but they were gracious enough to send me the little sample bottles, which is really cool because there's enough in here, obviously, to be able to get an idea of what it's going to taste like. So I didn't show this one right away just because I wanted to show what the actual bottle looked like, as far as all the information that is on the bottle, besides the standard, warning, ingredient label, and things like that. So this one obviously is not going to have all of that because you can't cram that all the way in here. But it does have the flavor profile. It does have the name of the flavor, nicotine content, and the size. This is a 10 milliliter sample bottle. This also has the safety ring on it, which I did not bust this one. I saved this for the video to do as a first taste, first opinion. This one is showing a 0 mg for nicotine. I normally vape a 3. For samples, you know what? I'm grateful enough that they were willing to send me flavors just to try out for the video. So, I'm not I have no right or a place to be choosy about what I got. I am grateful regardless of the ability to just do this. And I don't really need the nicotine in it to be able to, you know, be able to tell you what the flavor tastes like, whether or not it is what it's supposed to taste like, and to get enough of the flavor out of that. So, but I did want to show that to you just to show you what the label did look like as well. Now there are 6 flavors in this line, and they are all based on a more tropical Caribbean feel. So most of the flavors are going to be a little more complex, a little more in depth as far as a flavor profile. But they're all centered around a tropical getaway type feel. There is Buddy, which is a mixture of peach and orange, and that's actually the flavor that they sent in the big bottle. As you can see right there, it says Buddy. Very, very sweet, very refreshing. And when I say sweet, I don't mean sweet in the sense of like a sugar sweet. It's very sweet as in like a juicy or ripe peach and orange. It is a nice combination of the two. It gives you more of, and most of these all give you more of a tropical fruit blend in a juice factor, not so much of a like specific each fruit flavor, and then you just kind of taste them all in various stages. They're meant to basically be just a really nice mix of all of them together as a whole. So the peach and the orange, if you've ever had, a juice that basically has those two in it, where you get, depending on certain ways that, whether you gulp it, whether you drink it, sip it, it's really cold, it's on ice. Different ways people taste different things, first, last, second, midway through, things like that. But throughout most of the vape for it, it was a very smooth blend of the two. So it was really well done. Poly is a sweet but subtle lemon lime mix. That one, it kind of impressed me in the fact of lemon and lime by themselves are really strong flavors, especially when most of the time the flavor profile is trying to match like the zest or the rind of the lemon or lime, so it's really potent. This, they went more for, the taste of it comes off more as a like a juicy version of a Sprite or 7-Up type thing, where you have that lemon lime mixture together, but it's not overpowering for either one. So that definitely would be something that you could see just throwing some ice cubes in, sitting on the beach, calling it good, and just after a warm day, or just chilling out and feeling the breeze hit you. So that one was pretty cool. Dixi is a blend of pineapple and mango with. They tried to put a little bit of tang into it, so just to kind of change it up a little bit. Pineapple and mango, in my opinion, separately have very strong specific flavors to them. So together, a lot of people would assume that would be kind of a clash of flavors that probably wouldn't mix well. Again, comes off as just a really well mixed tropical drink. So it definitely shows the attention to detail, the amount of quality that they put into making their juices. They use, I believe, a whiskey cask for a lot of their mixing, which has won them some awards for the ability to it. But they don't use that to run their prices up to charge an arm and a leg. They're not about the money aspect of this. They're about putting out as high quality of a juice line as possible, providing vapors with better quality juices, so that they don't feel like they have to settle for cheap stuff if they can't afford. Most of these, their bottles are, like I showed you, the 30 ml bottles, these ones right here, but they retail for about $20 in most brick and mortar shops. They're not in it to gouge you for money. They're not in it to make a huge profit. In fact, actually, 2% of their sales actually goes to either one of two options. It's either going to go to their local animal shelter, or it's going to go towards a local animal shelter of the shop's choice that purchases or makes an order from them. So the fact that they're giving back on top of putting out a high quality juice line, multiple juice lines. You know, that says a lot about the company, which is really cool. Buckaroo is a berry blend with several berries infused. Now, that one, I don't know if it's just because I've tried a lot of flavors that have blueberries and or blackberries in them, but that seemed to be more of the taste that I got. Now, anytime you do a berry mix and you have either one of those in the mix, they are such a strong flavor by themselves that they tend to overtake a lot of flavors or mixtures that they're in. No matter how hard you try to put the mix in, those always seem to be one of the two that always seems to make a very pronounced presence. I did taste, or at least it seemed to taste like blueberries to me, and then it went more into a deeper mixed berry drink that always seemed to have like an aftertaste of grape, so to speak, to it. So they don't specifically list what the berries are, which is fine. You know, it's just meant to be a berry type fruit mix, which for the most part it does. Like I said, there just are points of it where I tasted a very similar blueberry taste to that. Smoochie is a mix of, it just literally, the flavor profile for it says a sweet and chaotic explosion of tropical goodness. So again, another tropical mixture, but it has a very refreshing feel to it. So even though that you know that there are multiple types of flavors in this, they did a very good job of making sure that it was well blended together so that you didn't specifically try to pick out a specific point of what you tasted. You basically just vaped it and enjoyed the vape of vaping, basically. You get a mixture and smoothness of flavors, which is mixed well enough so that you just enjoy it and not really worry about what it specifically tastes like. And Junebug is the one that I saved for this video. This is a tropical drink complete with Malibu Rum. Now, obviously, you can't actually use alcohol in vaping juices, so I'm going to assume, and it also says it on the tag, but this is what I was assuming. Malibu Rum has always had a very strong coconut taste to it. That's kind of just its thing. That's what accredits it to being the tropical style or the castaway type thing. On the flavor profile for the tag, it literally says a tropical blend of banana and coconut. So I am a big fan of coconut and I like banana, so I'm glad actually that's what this is, so that I'm going to try this for the video and I'm going to give you my opinion. As always, it is my opinion. I do not want anybody to misconstrue my vaping as being set in stone. In no way, shape, or form do I ever try to tell people what they need to taste out of it, what they're going to taste out of it because of what I got. My vaping preference, my flavor profile, my vaping style even, is completely different than the next person, as completely different as the person after that. So all I try to do is give as informed a vaping opinion, taste opinion, reaction as I can, so that it gives you a little bit better an understanding of what that particular flavor vapes like, what that particular line tastes like, things like that. So it kind of helps maybe fill in a few of the gaps for you to make a decision whether it's something that would work for you or not, or if it's something you'd be willing to try. I do not try to tell anybody what I say is set in stone. It is not law. It is not anything beyond my opinion. So if any time it comes off as I'm saying otherwise, please do not take it that way. That is not my intent. Now, I'm going to vape it on my box, and just, I normally should do this. I don't know why I don't, honestly. I don't even think about it, but it is a first try, first impression on this, and I just need to show that it is freshly wicked, brand new cotton, so that you know that it's not mixing with a bunch of other flavors. And my cotton that I use is Texas Tough from Texas Tough Cotton. It is not a pansy-ass cotton ball. It holds juice very well. It's very solid. You do not get a dry cottony taste off of that. So if you are ever interested in using really good cotton, Texas Tough Cotton on Instagram. So I should show that, you know, when I do a first impression and first time taste on a thing, on a juice, I should show you that, you know, it is fresh wicked. There is nothing else on this. It is dry. So that you know that I'm not mixing it with a bunch of other flavors. So, you know, again, I apologize for that. Don't know why I don't. I'm not an expert at this. I just try to do what I do. So, for June Bug, as you can see, it's sealed, not coming off. Let me bust the seal. The seal is broken now. And hopefully I can, there you go. Hopefully I can take the cap off. Oh yeah, definite coconut. And you get at least I get a slight hint of banana off the end of that whiff. But yeah, definitely smells exactly like it should. So just give me a quick second here and let me saturate my cotton. Now, most of the time that I do these reviews, one thing that I always point out is that everybody does have their own flavor style. Everybody has their own flavor preferences, or types of flavors that they prefer or like. Now, very rarely do I come across a line where I will specifically say this about it, but I feel that I need to, just because this is one of the first times I've ever come across a line that, in my opinion, has really, really been a good example of the phrase. Bird Daugz, in my honest opinion, for as tropical as it is, for as fruity as it is, for as big of a mix as it tries to do with its flavors, it doesn't have specific a flavor on it like a strawberry or like an apple pie or this or that. Most of these flavors are all multiple mixtures meant to be of a tropical nature. Oh wow, that smells good. Sorry. They're all meant to be of a tropical nature, of a tropical mix of like, whether you want to say a juice mix, a smoothie mix, things like that, but they're all mixtures of multiple flavors. So to me, this is definitely a line that I feel you have to be a fan of this type of flavor. This is a very unique line in the sense of it is patterned specifically for a certain feel, a certain vibe, a certain taste preference. If you are not a fan of fruity flavors, honestly, you probably will not like this line. And I only say that because most of these flavor profiles are all centered around fruits, mixtures of fruits, a fruity blend, a fruity type, or fruity style. There isn't a whole lot of dessert involved in this. There isn't a whole lot of candy, breakfast, anything like that. This is all specifically tropical style fruit mixes. So if you are not a fan of that, is it worth trying? Absolutely. It never hurts to try something new, ever. Unless you have a reaction or you're not able to for whatever reason. There are people that have, you know, nut allergies that even the slight taste of what they might think it is can affect them. So definitely don't vape a nutty flavor. But if you're willing to try something new, absolutely give a new line a try. Give this line a try. You may find something in it that you do like or you've never tried before. But I just feel like I would be amiss if I didn't mention that. You know, a lot of flavor lines, they try to include a little bit of everything in the whole line so that you can kind of pick and choose a flavor out of the set that you'd like. This is specifically all centered around tropical mixes. So there is no breakfast tropical mix, dessert tropical mix, this tropical mix. It is all tropical mixes centered around fruits and berries. So if you are not a fan of that, you need to know that up front. That is the only main reason why I say this comes off as a very specific line. So I just want to make sure that that is known out there. But I'm going to try this right now for the first time. You saw the fresh wick. You saw me open the bottle. This is June Bug from Bird Daugz, the sister company of Vape Daugz LLC. This is a tropical mix with, basically it's a banana and coconut mix. It says Malibu Rum, but obviously you can't use alcohol, so it's emulating that taste. So we'll see how this goes. Wow, that is really, really smooth. And as you can see, the clouds are definitely solid. There is no lack of clouds whatsoever. I know they say, Vape Daugz said that their main line is a 9515, or 95.5, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know math. 95.5 mixture. Wow. Specifically, each line is a little different. I don't want to assume that they're all 95.5, but they all are very high PG from what I'm aware. The Vaping Mafia and this one here are both very solid, and they seem a bit thicker than, you know, the average 70-30. So I'm definitely going to say they're high VG. I don't want to give a specific. Like I said, I know the Vape Daugz line is a 95.5, but the rest of them are all going to be close, if not in the same category. But as you can see, the clouds wise, it is definitely very abundant with that. Taste is on point. Banana coconut, nice mixture, very smooth, very vapable. I really, really now am just become a huge fan of this. So, with all that said and done, Bird Daugz, very tropical berry mix, very specific about what their juice flavor line is on this line. If you are a fan of fruity flavors, absolutely give this a try. You would definitely be denying yourself the shot and try at something really, really solid and well put together. If you absolutely do not like fruity flavors, you might want to pass on this, but I definitely would give it a shot just to try something different. But with that, Vape Daugz, thank you guys so much for the multiple opportunities and chances to do flavor reviews for your other lines. It was an immense pleasure. It was a great honor. I will definitely be popping out another 2 here within the next few weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Vape Daugz on Instagram, Facebook, website I believe is vapedaugz.com. Bird Daugz was the line. Definitely give it a shot. Definitely give it a try. Have your shop reach out if they are interested and they want something really unique, if they're looking for something fruity or tropical. As always, I'm Token Vaping here on YouTube, tokenvaping@gmail.com, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram. Definitely hit me up if you have any questions, any concerns, any comments. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Anything I can do to help further enhance your vaping experience, that's all I want to do. That's all I'm here for. So anything I can do to help you guys out, please let me know. Hit me up. Until next time, guys, Token Vaping, have a good night. Vape on, vape strong.